So this week in pose practice, this is week number 11. It's not just pose practice anymore, hey, it's turning into something else. Maybe I'll just call it the week in review. So I have some other things to talk about on top of what I've been doing this week. I started a weekly prompt thing where I just give a prompt for people to draw stuff in the Discord channel. And I made like a channel where you can put your work that you drew from the prompt if you would like me to show it on stream. So I'll be showing that a little later. The prompt this week was rain, by the way. I've been thinking about doing more gesture involved in these because I feel like pretty comfortable with like the construction aspect. So we were talking about adding a little more gesture in. So I think going forward from next week, I'm going to try and loosen up. You know, I really need to loosen up. Some of these poses, like, I mean, I'm still getting the action in a lot of them, but some of them are pretty stiff. And like, I feel like I could just loosen up in general. So I want to incorporate like lines of motion. I've done a little bit of like gesture drawing in the past, but it's been a long time. So I need a bit of a refresher, stumbling over my own words here. It feels like I reached a point, like I've been improving and then I'm kind of stagnating a little. And so I think in order to, you know, take the next step up, I need to figure out something else, whether it be anatomy, muscles, bones, or thinking more gesture. This one was funny. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to throw in a bit more gesture going forward. And hopefully that'll help. I've been trying to loosen up with the 90-second poses, like these ones here. It's hard for me to loosen up though. I'm generally really, you know, methodical, stiff, and like perfectionist in general with a lot of things. This one turned out pretty good, hey? So it'll be difficult. It'll be a unique process. Still working on stuff like foreshortening and perspective. Boy, is it hard. But in general, that's kind of where I'm at with my pose practice. I like this one. But yeah, not a whole lot to say with poses other than starting tomorrow I'm gonna, I don't know, we'll see how it is. If I even remember to do it. Because I'm so stuck in my ways with these poses now that it's hard for me to envision myself doing more of the loose gesture style. But we'll see how it goes. Anyway, that was the poses for the week. Pose practice. In terms of what I drew, this was April 25th. This was the first one I did, which was, let me take a look here. I think it was this one. I had the idea of a ninja sort of thing sitting in a tree. What I tried to focus on with this one was like depth. So this branch was sort of coming toward the camera, and this one is kind of going away. And then I would have like another one over here or something. I was trying to think of depth in that sense, like this leg kind of heading away, this one more horizontal. And it kind of worked and kind of didn't. It's pretty tough. The hair is really difficult for me. It always comes out looking like, almost like it's painted onto the skull. I'm having trouble with hair and like the skull in general, the shape of the head. I've talked about that many times anyway. This is the next days, which, if we look at this, I honestly don't even remember. Which one was it? Oh, it's this one, the headless one here. One of the 90-second poses. So this is the one that I actually did for the weekly prompt. We'll look at this a little more later then, because it's the one I did for that. This was the next days. April 27th. I did... Which one of these? I think it was this one, hey? I changed it up a little. But I wanted to do like a dress and like a back. I've never really drawn somebody's back before. And like I've still been working on hair a lot and the head this week. So that was the idea of this. Like I said, I changed the hand a bit. But I like this scene. It was really fun. And it took me a while to work on this hair. I don't really know if I like how it turned out. I just don't really know how to approach doing hair yet. I got a couple tips from the chat of like thinking about it as if it were like fabric or like cloth, and that kind of helped out here and there. I'm getting there. It's a process, you know, it's not going to be night and day. But yeah, hair is really fun and it's really hard. I had fun doing this dress too. So yeah, this was that one. This was April 28th, and I wound up doing this one over the weekend. I like how this one turned out, hey? Where is it? Oh, it's this one. Yeah, it was a cat pose. The things that were bothering me about this one was the folds and the fabric. I really took a long time. You'll see as we go over it, because I went, this is the one I ended up finishing over the weekend. I spent a long time thinking about the folds of the fabric of the clothing, as well as a little bit of the hair. I tried to keep it a little simple. This one in general was pretty simple. It's just a character, a cat, which I used from reference. I kind of drew directly from reference this thing, so. And the chair, and that's it. You know, nothing really in the background, very simple. I think I need to work more simple in general. But yeah, the mouth was kind of bothering me, and the neck. Those are the two things that I think, this kind of area, I was like, I couldn't figure it out. So here's the next day. I corrected a bit of things. You could see, I corrected a bit of the skirt. You could see the skirt in the back kind of coming in, thinking more about the pleats. More detail on the sock and the legs, fixing them up, you know, just touching up everything. And mainly a lot of folds on the hoodie here. I had a lot of fun with it, and I think it turned out pretty cool. And the hair as well. I tried to keep simple, but, you know, improve on it a bit. So that was that. So then the final version is this, which, looking at it now, it might be a little over the top, the coloring. Could maybe desaturate it a little, I don't know. I like how it turned out a lot though. But I messed with the line weight. You could see along the edges of the hoodie and stuff, along the outline. And I think I learned a lot about, like, I think the hoodie looks pretty good in terms of like line weight stuff, but the hair could be a little lighter, I think. Like slightly thinner lines. They're a little big, and like along the skin, I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I'm still using that same sort of bordered shadow process that I really like here, and I think it turns out pretty cool. The cat was fun as well. Yeah, that's where I'm at for this week. This is what I did. Pretty happy with this one. Yeah, that's that. Now we'll move on to the showcase. So like I said, I've started up a weekly prompt thing. The prompt this week was rain. So I thought about a pose where this person, who kind of looks a little giant compared to these umbrellas. I was really struggling getting the perspective right on this one, but the idea is someone who, you know, doesn't really mind the rain. Going to work or whatever, hanging out with all these other people who are afraid of the rain. That's kind of how I've felt my whole life. I really like the rain, and I don't really mind getting wet from the rain. So that was kind of the main inspiration of this, just a rough sketch. But this is the idea, you know, take the word or the prompt, whatever it winds up being, and just draw something with it. It doesn't really matter. So I've got a couple showcase things from people in the Discord. We got this one from Omnation, who's usually in the chat here. I think he's in here to chat today as well. But I really like this one. It turned out really cool. I really love the water and the reflection in the water. Like a really simple, just scribbly kind of feel. I don't know, water is really hard for me because it's like, it's hard to make it look good when you're looking directly at it. But if you look like right here, and then just like with the corner of your eye, look at this water, it looks really, really, really good. And when you look at it close up, it still looks pretty good. I can't get it when I'm, like, I can't make water look good when I'm looking directly at it, but I think Omnation did a pretty good job of that. That's like the test that I have, you know. If water looks good when you're looking directly at it, it's good water, I would say. Yeah, the umbrella as well. I think umbrellas are hard. I drew a couple for mine as well. We were talking about umbrellas as he was working on this. They're pretty weirdly shaped if you think about it. But yeah, overall, I think this one's pretty cool. Reminds me of Dishonored, maybe? I think that's the name of the game. Like the color palette and kind of the design. Very cool in general, though. Next one is from Cosmic in Discord, which I believe is Adrian, eh? This one's you, right? More of a rough sketch. I love all the little references, right? You've got me here in my ingenious disguise. And what's his name? Saitama? Is that this dude? That face, you know, the famous face. Nice kitty cat. I like how the tail frays as it gets closer to the edge. Very nice. Very like nice scene. Like it's very comfy. The mug. I really like how the hands are done holding this mug. Very cool. And of course, we've got this suspicious red man up top. Yeah, I like this one a lot. The, you know, like how it's really sketchy, just the way the pants are done. I really like, and like the sweater, just really kind of rough and, you know, it looks just really comfy. And the socks too. Really nice. So well done, Adrian. Well done, Omnation. And well done me, because I posted mine too, eh? This week's prompt. What was it again? Oh God, I forgot. What is it? Oh yeah. Okay, drum roll please. Another R word. What could it be? Reflection. Reflection is this week's prompt. Feel free to draw something, anything at all. Could be small, it could be big, could be extremely detailed, 100-hour work, could be 30 seconds, whatever you want, as long as you drew it with the prompt reflection. Could be an animation, anything. Post it in the Discord if you like. Send it to me on Twitter if that's easier for you or whatever. I don't really use Twitter that much, but it's there. To wrap up, I say thank you for watching. This has been another week in review, kind of a big week. We're going to be doing more stuff, I think, in the future on this channel as we go forward. Still pretty small. I don't really know what I'm doing. So if you have any ideas, always let me know. Thanks for watching the archives as well. I know a lot of you have commented that you like watching the videos I make instead of like the stream, or as opposed to the stream or whatever. It doesn't really matter to me if you're watching or not on live. I'm just happy that I'm producing something that, you know, people enjoy. So thanks again for watching. Almost at 400 subs here, which is cool. Anyway, I'm going to stop yippity yapping and say goodbye. So yeah, thanks again. I'll be back next week with another week in review. And until then, so long, I guess. I don't know, cut.